Einstein pursued light right through university and beyond. Unfortunately, he'd upset so many professors that no one would write him a reference. He accepted a low-paying job in the Swiss patent office. He and Mileva married and had a child. The young family struggled, but none of it seems to bother Albert.
Einstein, I see you are busy, as usual. Look, Einstein. You have shown some quite good achievements, but listen, about your promotion. I really think it would be better to wait until you have become more fully familiar with mechanical engineering. I'm sorry. Perhaps next time.
But I wanted to hire a maid so I can get back and finish my degree. Now I will never pass my dissertation.
Oh, come, come, my pretty little duck. All will be fine. You'll see.
How will it be fine, Albert? Do I have to just wait another year until you are promoted? Come on. Come on, my little one. Oh.
All will be fine. All will be fine. You'll see.
There really is a very charming but kind of a self-centered streak to Einstein. He focuses only on his particular obsessions. If the rest of the world fits in around him, that's fine. If they can't, it doesn't bother him.
So it turns out Einstein was going for a walk with his very close friend, Michel Besso. They'd studied physics together and talked about physics and philosophy for years and years. They were very close. They had cornered the question of light from every possible angle.
See, this clock over here?
As Einstein and Besso were ruminating on how much time it would take light to reach them from clocks at different distances, Einstein had a monumental insight.
Thank you. Thank you. I have completely solved the problem.
Albert! What Einstein did was completely turn the problem on its head. Other scientists had found it impossible to accept Maxwell's idea that light would always move away from you at 670 million miles an hour, even if you too were traveling really fast. But Einstein just accepted that as a fact. Light's speed never, ever changes. Then, what he did was bend everything we know about the universe to fit light's fixed speed. What he discovered was that to do that, you have to slow down time.
His extraordinary insight is that time, as you approach the speed of light, time itself will slow down. It's a monumental shift in how we see the world.
The very instant when Einstein had this brilliant insight that time could slow down, well, the floodgates began to open. You see, before then, people had assumed that time was like a wristwatch on God's hand, that it beat at a steady rate throughout the universe, no matter where you were. Einstein said no, that the tick-tick-tick of this wristwatch was actually the click-click-click of electricity, turning into magnetism, turning into electricity. In other words, the steady pace of light itself.
"1905 was a miraculous year for Einstein and for physics. He had an unbelievable outpouring of creativity. It starts with his publication of a paper on how to work out the true size of atoms. 2 months later is the publication of his paper on the nature of light. That's what will earn him the Nobel Prize. The third paper, only a month later, is on how molecules move when heated, and that finally ends the debate on whether atoms really exist. The fourth paper is published at the end of this half-year period. In it, Einstein sets out his theory of light, time, and space. It was this theory of special relativity. That changed the way we see the world.
In Einstein's new world, the one true constant was not time or even space, but light. But Einstein's miracle year was not over. In one last great 1905 paper, he would propose an even deeper unity. As he computed all the implications of his new theory, he noticed another strange connection. This one between energy, mass, and light.
Einstein realizes that the speed of light is kind of like a cosmic speed limit. Nothing can go faster. So imagine we have a train charging along, and let's say it's getting up to the speed of light, and we're stuffing more and more energy in, trying to get it to go faster and faster. But it's still bumping up against the speed of light. So all this energy, where does it go? It has to go somewhere. Amazingly, it goes into the object's mass. From our point of view, the train actually gets heavier. The energy becomes mass. It's an incredible idea. Even Einstein is amazed by it.
I think I have found a connection between energy and mass, if I am right. Then energy and mass are not absolute. They are not distinct. They can be converted into one another. Energy can become mass, and mass can become energy. And not just energy equaling mass. Energy equals mass times the square of the speed of light.
Would you like me to check your mathematics?
Einstein sent his fifth great 1905 paper for publication. In 3 pages, he simply stated that energy and mass were connected by the square of the speed of light. E equals mc squared. With 4 familiar notes in the scale of nature, this patent officer had composed a totally fresh melody, the culmination of his 10-year journey into light.
Here we are for thousands of years thinking that over here is a world of objects, of matter, and over there is an entirely separate world of movement, of forces, of energy. And Einstein says, no, they're not separate. Energy can become mass, and crucially, mass can also become energy. There's a deep unity between energy, matter, and light.
E equals mc squared. That equation shows that every piece of matter in our universe has stored within it a fantastic amount of energy. The speed of light, for example, is about 300 million meters per second. You multiply that by itself, and you get 90 quadrillion. So in other words, what is matter? In some sense, matter is nothing but the condensation of vast amounts of energy. So in other words, if you could somehow unlock all the energy stored within my pen, that would erupt with a force comparable to an atomic bomb.
After Einstein's fifth great 1905 paper, Physicists no longer spoke of mass or energy. They're now the same thing to us.
Probably the most miraculous year in science ends in silence. The articles are published to resounding nothing.
I think the gods are laughing at me.
Then slowly, it starts. A letter here, a letter there. For 4 years, Einstein answered each inquiry dutifully, trying to explain his difficult, complex ideas to a confused physics community.
I love the idea that life just went on as normal. Here are these universe-changing papers circling around, and the world is struggling to come to terms with them.
Einstein had a fan club of just one. Luckily, it happened to be the most important living physicist.
Einstein. Einstein. Max Planck has sent someone to see you.
Max Planck?
Yes, he has sent his assistant. He's here to see you.
Max Planck encourages the world's most eminent physicists to take Einstein seriously. After 4 years of waiting, he is appointed professor of physics at Zurich University. From there, his career is meteoric. He is made professor of physics in Berlin, achieves world renown, and becomes a household name. He is the undisputed father of modern physics. But Einstein's success was the downfall of his marriage. In 1919, he divorced Mileva and married his cousin. His fame led to numerous affairs.